So we're gonna get straight to the point, because press the wrong button. Oh, there we go. This really doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't shock me at all. You got Nintendo now pushing the game keycards, which again doesn't shock me. Really doesn't. This is why I said what I said about the Switch 2, that it's not worth buying. The pushing this old digital age where you own nothing. But again, a lot of you little rats don't care, because you'll happily accept the mark of the beast and stuff like that. You'll happily accept your rights being taken away where you own nothing. That's the world that we live in now, where this crap like this has just become acceptable. So I'm not really shocked anymore. I'm really not. So they're literally promoting the game keycards now. They're promoting them. They've literally confirmed that one of their first party games now is a game keycard, as you can see right there. Not really shocked. I'm honestly not really shocked by this. I take back everything that I said about Nintendo and everything good that I said about Nintendo. Nintendo is pushing this now. They're pushing these game keycards. They lied and said that every single first party game that they're gonna make is now they said was going to be fully on the cartridge, and we have this. This is a first party from Nintendo, and it's going to be a game keycard. I'm not shocked. I'm honestly not. They lied. Nintendo straight up lied and said that every single game they would put on the cartridge. Well, guess what? Now we have a game key card. Sick of it, man. Really am. Tired of it. Literally pushing this game key card nonsense. That's all they're doing. And we all know this world doesn't care, because it's the truth. They don't care, because the digital only age has just become acceptable now. That's all it's become acceptable. To just accept the digital age, where you own nothing. I guarantee you people will fanboy after this. They'll fanboy after this and be like, oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Game keycards are awesome, Nintendo. Oh, I'm a Nintendo shield. Just get with the times and accept game keycards. Man, F game keycards. Simple as that. I'm tired of this crap with these developers. Like, oh, we're gonna go with the game keycard route. Now you got Nintendo doing it. So what I said, these companies do not care about you. They don't care about you. The only company that is still putting games physically is PlayStation. Nintendo has now decided, hey, we're not going to put the full game in the cartridge, even though we said we would months ago. And welcome to the stream. It's ridiculous. It honestly is ridiculous. A Pokemon game is now going to be a game keycard. What a joke. What an absolute joke. So Nintendo are just liars. They really are. They said every single first party would be on the cartridge. They lied. They straight up lied. So they can't be bothered to put a first party game on the cartridge anymore. There's no saying, oh, this is not going to be a game keycard. Why would they put one of their first party games in an image as a game keycard? Because it is going to be one. They're not going to make physical games anymore. I told you the Switch 2 is one of the worst consoles ever made, and I honestly regret getting it. because every single game on the Switch 2 is a game key card or some digital crap. It's probably one of the most anti-consumer consoles that I've seen. And yes, I own the console. We'll show it you right now. As you can clearly see, I own the Switch 2. It's right there. I haven't touched it for weeks now because I care about it. So I'm not really surprised though, honestly. I'm tired of seeing these game key cards. I'm tired of seeing them. It's ridiculous. And if to people out there, if you can't see now that they are fully now pushing for, and exactly, and Nintendo wonders why people do what you just said. People wonder why they do that. Nintendo honestly wonders why people do that. Because that's the only way of owning games now. Because these companies don't care anymore. Everyone was blaming the third parties. Everyone was blaming oh, Nintendo's not giving these developers like more options for cartridges. BS. They don't. Nintendo's doing it as well. Nintendo had full intent of going digital, hence why they created the game key cards. It wasn't third parties that created the game key cards. It was Nintendo that did it because Nintendo doesn't care. All they care about is greed, money, 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 money. That's it. That's why they keep releasing these same games. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the same game that's on Switch 1 because they only care about money. That's all they care about. And I'm done, man. I'm tired of it. So I guess every game in the future now, expect a party, expect it to be game keycard. You might as well just sell your Switch if you own it. You might as well just get rid of it. Because why would I buy a Nintendo Switch 2 when all of these games are on PS5, PC, and Xbox and they're far cheaper and they run at better quality? Tell me Nintendo and tell me the Nintendo shills. Why would I buy a Nintendo Switch 2 and why would anyone buy a Nintendo Switch 2 now when they can just buy these games on PC and Xbox and PlayStation for a lesser price and they run far better than what the Switch will ever run? Because let's be realistic, the Switch 2 is not as powerful as these little fanboys say it is. It can barely run Cyberpunk at 30 frames. This is just a fact. 100 hours I put into that game and it can barely run Cyberpunk. But again, these Nintendo shills will be shilling this like, this is awesome. I love game key cards. Please, Nintendo, take our ownership from us. We don't care. We buy the same game every year. We're gonna buy Animal Crossing, the same game again. Says everything that I need to know about these Nintendo fanboys. They buy anything. They'll go out and buy that $100 controller that just says Resident Evil on it because they don't know what quality is. They just buy anything. Nintendo could literally crap in a box and you Nintendo fanboys would buy it. Let's be realistic now. And Cyberpunk is at 30 frames per second on Switch term. Well, it drops below to that when you're playing stuff like Dogtown, and these Nintendo fanboys will say, no, it doesn't. It runs great on the Switch. No, it doesn't. If you want to play at 30 frames and stuff like that, then yeah. But it is not on the level of the PS5. It is not on the level of the other versions of it. The textures are heavily downgraded. the NPCs most of the time look like PS1 graphics. So yeah, this is just a fact. I own the Switch. I put about 100 hours into it. And we'll just show that to these Nintendo fanboys because they'll just be like, oh, you're just a grifter. We'll show you right now. This is my collection. One, so I'll show you in a minute. That's 3, 4, 5. There's one more. There it is. So yeah, so they're always saying that I'm a Nintendo grifter because there's no doubt they'll say it. These are the Nintendo Switch 2 games I own, and they're all on the cartridge. Kirby, the new one that came out recently, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart, Cyberpunk, and Jamboree. I don't care about the rest of the games that are out there. Well, it's just ridiculous, it really is. It's a joke. It really is a joke. And you've got Nintendo fanboys shilling that one as well. You got them shilling Pokemon Legends EA. Yeah, the game's fun, but it's not a masterpiece. It really isn't a masterpiece, but we'll just continue the trailer. If it get copyrighted, I could care less. But they're telling people, this is how you use Nintendo Switch 2 game keycards. Well, it's not hard to use a game keycard, is it? You just buy it, you put the cartridge in the console, and it downloads it. It's not hard, is it? Well, they're just pushing it. I knew they'd push for the game keycards because they don't want you to own anything. These companies, all these companies are against the Stop Killing Games movement. They're heavily against physical media. They want to get rid of physical media. So you own nothing. This is the future, like I said. This is the future. This is the future of where you own absolutely nothing, and you same people, when the mark of the beast comes, you'll line straight up for it. You'll be like, yes, government, please take my rights away. Please give me the mark of the beast. I'll happily take the mark of the beast, government. Please, I serve the devil. I'll happily take the mark of the beast. I don't care about my rights. I voted Joe Biden. We hate Donald Trump. We're woke. Because that's the only people that support this. These are the same people that no doubt would call for gun control. Let's be realistic now. These are the same people, and it's just a fact. These are the same people, and I don't care if people are offended by it. I really don't. I don't care. Say what I want on here now. People don't like it, too bad. Could care less anymore. Because it's just facts and reality, and even the prophets of the Bible didn't speak nice. I'm not going to speak nice anymore and say it how it is. Because when your rights are taken away from you, you'll care then, and when the government takes every single right away from you, monitors you, controls your money, controls everything that you do, then you'll care because you'll have no rights at all, and then you'll be crying to the government, oh, this is anti our free independence. Yet you allowed it to happen. You fully supported the anti-freedom, anti-independence that you claim in America. You happily supported it. Supporting crap like this is literally your right going. But again, don't care, do you? But you will care when you own absolutely nothing and you're in a digital age where they control every single thing that you buy, and they can easily block and do whatever they want. Because the government can already track what money goes out of your account. They can restrict There's things that they're talking about in other countries where they can restrict how much money you can take out of the account at a time. So yeah, that's the average world. Please take our rights away. Please take our rights away, government. Please, we don't care. We don't care. I voted Joe Biden. I voted Joe Biden. We're woke. Please, we hate Donald Trump. Ah, so I'm guessing you're from Europe because that band is European, as far as I know. I remember that song that they used, the song where it was "I'm Blue." I remember that from them. You can clearly see the videos of him on. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's what I said. These people that voted Joe Biden don't know what they even voted for. And then you got, of course, you got the wokies like, oh, Donald Trump is a piece of garbage. It's time to wake up and start. In reality, I don't vote for anyone, and I never will, because they're all corrupt. But these wokies really hate and they support stuff like this because they're all for taking people's rights away. The people that support game key cards are the same people that want gun control and want guns taken away from Americans and stuff like that. It's just facts. It really is. Yeah, the song I'm Blue. So you're from Kentucky, so America. Me, I'm in the UK. So, and in something that Americans probably don't know, it's more prominent over here with this digital nonsense. Over here, we have like code in a box. Basically, they'll just sell you a case and it just has a piece of paper in it. So it's more prominent over here. They sell you code in a box, game key card. They, they want to get rid of physical media. Xbox has already done it with the Game Pass. They're trying to normalize the Game Pass to people where, hey, we we don't want to make physical media anymore. We just want to run Game Pass. PlayStation will be next. They'll be like, hey, we're not going to make physical games anymore. So you should see by now that Nintendo is just anti-consumer. They really are. I'd love for what excuse they're going to make for this trailer. Oh, this game's not going to be a game key card. Because they clearly show it right here. Why would they show one of their games as a game key card? Unless it was. So yeah. So, they don't care. They honestly do not care anymore. Which isn't a surprise from Nintendo because Nintendo is a scummy company anyway. I mean, they honestly are, hence why they're suing Power World. They're suing that. Because again, when was the last great game in Pokemon game? Now I don't care about Pokemon, but when was the last great game that they ever released from Pokemon? The last one was a broken mess, as far as I know. Scarlet and stuff like that ran like crap on the Switch. Because the Nintendo know that they can just create dog crap and people will buy it. So, not really shocked. Whenever I do buy into an account like that, I always sell at the end of its usage. You shouldn't compare PlayStation. I've been a member since my. Well, the thing with PlayStation is far better than Nintendo. Where's the game key card? Yeah, you do have games that require internet, but they openly tell you that those games you can just avoid. But with the Nintendo Switch 2, it's every single game, so you can't avoid it. This is why I always stick with PlayStation, and why I just don't care about Nintendo anymore now. They don't care. They do not care about you. And they've proven this. They don't care about you. You're just money to them. But you'll have because I've seen many videos from them. The Nintendo shills that do shill these game key cards. They're like, game key cards are awesome. The SSD on the Nintendo Switch 2 can't handle the graphics and that and loading times from the cartridge. So that's why a lot of these developers are going game key cards. BS. Why is this game being a game key card to those fanboys? This is not a demanding game. We had the new this game very demanding. There's multiple things going on at screen at once, and yet the full game is on the cartridge. But now Nintendo's saying, "Hey, we don't care. The game key cards are selling because the I voted Joe Biden group buying the game key cards, so we're gonna keep making them." Because let's be realistic, that's who buys the game key cards. These Joe Biden supporters, these woke leftists, they buy these. Because anyone with an actual brain would know, hey, game key cards is no different than buying the game digital. So you might as well just buy it digital. That's how you know who's really dumb. Because a game keycard is the same as a digital game. So these people that buy game keycards, this is a question I got to you. So you waste time, whether you got a car, whatever, wasting petrol or fuel to go to a store, pick up the game key card, pay money for it, drive all the way back, waste more fuel just to have to download it. That really does show how dumb people really are. It really does. Because you might as well just the time that these people have wasted to go pick these game key cards up, you could have downloaded it from the eShop and you would have saved yourself fuel and you would have saved yourself money. But no, that's how you know they voted Joe Biden. It's very obvious. And it doesn't those that have played Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, if you compare it to the PS5, it's just not on the same level. It really isn't. People say that the Switch 2 is on level with the almost near the PS5. No, it isn't. It's nowhere near on the level of the PS5. The graphics, a lot of the NPCs, like I've had the game crash on me like 3 times. That was through my 100-hour playthrough of Cyberpunk on the Switch 2. It's fun for what it is, but it does have frame rate issues on the Switch 2, and anyone that says it doesn't is a liar. Disc isn't digital. That's why I own discs. That's the biggest lie that people promote. And we'll prove that. Just give me a second, we'll show you. Because there's many people out there that like, oh, well this should just get just licenses. We're gonna show that it isn't. This is the easiest, fastest install game. This is the easiest, fastest installing game. We'll show you right now. Alright, we'll show you Here's the game. See this right there? There you go. Now watch. To any person out there that wants to continue to repeat the same crap that the digital people say, all the um, PlayStation games are not fully on the disc, we're gonna prove it wrong. Because watch, queuing to copy, it copies it. As you can see, there's no day one patch, there's 4 gigs on the disk. We're gonna show the people that continue to lie and say that, oh, the full no game on PlayStation, the disc isn't on it, it's just a license. Watch this. After 75 seconds, we'll show that every single game that I own in on PS5, the full game's on the disc. There's no internet, there's no patch here. We'll show you right here. This is the download. There's no patch. It's the biggest nonsense that people have ever said. So we'll show, because a lot of people keep repeating this same nonsense that, oh, well, every game's digital, PlayStation games are digital. They're not. We're gonna show it. So we're gonna show it. 22 seconds left. We're going to show that PlayStation actually cares about physical media, unlike Nintendo does. That's why I stick with PlayStation. Xbox is trash because it stopped caring about physical media decades ago. There you go, it's ready to play. Now watch. See? Now I just load the game up. And it works with no internet. No internet. What a shock. It must seem like that, oh, the digital rats are lying, because they are. Look, the full game's on the disc. The full game is on the disc. There's no internet, there's no day one patch, because that's exactly what this media lies and says. That, oh, physical games need an internet connection to install. Physical games need an internet connection. No, they don't. Only some of them do. They're the fake physicals that Ubisoft make. Call of Duty, Battlefield 6, fake physical. Games like this, even this game, the full game's on the disc. The full game. You don't need internet. Just because there's a patch fixing bugs does not mean it's required. Because I'm tired of hearing that from these digital only people. They just don't do research. They just spread utter crap and don't know what they're talking about. Another game. The full game's on the disc. The full game is on the disc. And this is the uncensored version. We all know that the devs of Stellar Blade censored their own game. So yeah, I just installed the game from the disc. We can show it again. The disc icon is right there. It works with no internet. These games work with no internet. This works with no internet. Stellar Blade. over that amount of hours. This works with no internet. The new Five Nights at Freddy's game works with no internet. Resident Evil Village, the full game's on the disc. It works with no internet. Chronos, the full game's on the disc. Stray, the full game's on the disc. But I got it through PlayStation Plus. I own it on the Switch. The full game's on the cartridge. GTA 5, the full game is on the disc. Ninja Gaiden 4, you're getting the point. It's laughable, it really is. So it's just laughable to laugh at these people. It really is. They don't know what they're talking about. They just spew utter crap saying that physical games need to be downloaded, that it's just a license. No, it's not. It is not a license. You can disconnect from the internet and you can never connect your PlayStation to the internet and you'll still be able to play those physical games decades from now. But again, they want to get rid of that because guess what? Physical media means that you own the game and you don't have to be connected to the internet, so they can't collect data on you. So they don't want that, do they? They want to collect data about you so they can sell it off to people. Clock Tower, full game on the disc. This game, full game on the disc. Would not recommend the PlayStation 5 version because it censors it. Death Stranding, full game on the disc. Lollipop Chainsaw, the full game's on the disc. The Tomb Raider collection, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full game's on the disc. There's no patches required. No patches required. Raging Loop is a visual novel about werewolves, where people turn into werewolves. Full games on the disc. So yeah, it's just garbage or BS. That's all it is. Tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing these people say that physical media is just the download key. No, it isn't. The reason they say that is because they want them to get rid of physical media, because these digital gamers have an agenda against physical media. You always see they're always insulting people that collect physical games, like, oh, you're just a hoarder, stuff like that. That's all they can do. So all they can do is just insult people. Yet I could insult these digital people back. A lot of digital gamers are lazy. A lot of them are. Someone said to me, many people have said to me, why they prefer digital, because it's more convenient. They can't be bothered to get a case, take the disc out, put it in the PS5 or whatever. You're just lazy. Simple as that. You're just lazy. It's not convenient. People are just lazy. So yeah, all these games are on the disc. I've got over more than 100 PlayStation games. We'll show them right now, because I'm so sick and tired of this crap. Every game that you see here does not require an internet connection. We'll name them off. Red Dead Redemption, Metal Gear Solid, the whole entire Resident Evil collection does not require an internet connection. These two games do not require an internet connection. The Tomb Raider, you got Persona, you've got all of these do not require an internet connection. Then you've got all of these, all of the Yakuza that do not require an internet connection. You've got all of them do not require an internet connection. These do not require an internet connection. And then again, you've got all these Switch games. I've got more than this. You got these Switch games, visual novels, Ace Attorney. You got that. You got Doki Doki Literature Club. These are all visual novels. You got Super Mario Galaxy. Four games on the cartridge, both of them. But now Nintendo don't care about that anymore, do they? They don't care about preservation anymore. All they care about, all Nintendo care about now, is basically promoting game key cards. They want to get rid of all of this. I've got more behind, but I can't be bothered showing them. So yeah, I'm full physical media. I fully support physical media. I stopped buying digital games years upon years ago because I used to be like everyone else where they buy a digital game, they don't care about preservation. But when you actually realize and wake up to the reality that every digital game that you buy you don't own, and if your account ever gets hacked on PlayStation or you ever get banned, guess what? Those games you don't have access to anymore. Or say PlayStation Store goes down. We've seen it happen. We've seen PlayStation go down. And you can't access these like live service games like Helldivers, Fortnite, GTA, Dead by Daylight. There's Genshin Impact, games like that. I'm just naming games. I don't play half of these games, but I'm just naming them. Also, single player games that require an internet connection, and games like Call of Duty, you always need to be connected to the service. So if the PlayStation ever goes down or the internet ever goes down, guess what? You can't play that game. The new Call of Duty that's coming out, that will require you to be connected to the internet 24 hours a day. And if you ever disconnect or you ever have, if your internet ever goes out or PlayStation ever goes down or the Call of Duty servers are having issues, guess what? You can't play it. You can't play the game that you paid for. But people don't care anymore, do they? Because they've been brainwashed into accepting not to own anything. Now, I'll mention this to people that don't care about physical media. Say this, you pay for a car, and the company's like, hey, we want it back now. We want it back. And you're like, no, you ain't taking it back. And they're like, yeah, we're taking it back. You signed the contract. We're taking it back. That's what digital gaming is. At any time they can take that away. Anytime. And as well, use another instance. Say you go in a store, you buy a movie. And straight away with that, you'll have the digital rats like, oh, well, who buys physical movies anymore? Everything's a subscription service like Netflix. Many people still buy physical media, even DVDs, hence why they still sell Blu-ray DVDs. If no one was buying these like you digital rats want to claim, they wouldn't continue to produce them, would they now? If nobody in the world was buying physical media like these digital rats claim, they wouldn't continue to produce physical media, because if no one's buying them, they're not making any money. So that's how you know these digital clowns that keep saying that, they have an agenda. And those, I have no problem with people that are digital gamers. The people that I have a problem with is the ones that lie openly and say that physical media is just a download key, or half of the games are not on the disc and stuff like that. Those are the people that I can't stand, because you're openly lying. So yeah, as I was saying, so say you go into a store, you pay for a DVD, and you get home and you've got to download it. You'd be annoyed, wouldn't you? That's exactly what digital gaming is. That's what these game keycards are. Just imagine it, you pay for a DVD, a physical DVD, you come home, and it's just you've got to download it. And you've got no way to download it. You'd be annoyed, wouldn't you? You'd honestly be annoyed, so why should it be acceptable with video games? Why is everyone just accepted it? This is exactly why games come out, the games came out in the broken state that they did. Cyberpunk. This is why games like Mind's Eye, the list goes on. This is why these games release buggy, broken messes, because they'll just say, hey, we'll fix it later, guys. Hey, No Man's Sky, game was broken at launch, took them like 5 to 6 years to fix the game. Oh, now let's start praising No Man's Sky. The game should have been like that at launch, but it's just become acceptable to accept broken messes at launch because they know they can get away with it. All they have to do is say to these basically people, hey, we'll just fix it when we feel like it. We'll just fix this game when we feel like it. So many games they've done it with, because it's just become acceptable now to just accept broken mess games. A game will release in a broken state, and you'll have these people defending it. Like, oh, they'll patch it, they'll patch it, they'll patch it. Shouldn't have to patch it. The game should work at launch. To the people that defend that, every game should work at launch. Shouldn't be a patch. They should actually test their own game, like there used to be years upon years ago. There used to be game testers. What happened to those people? What happened to the game testers that were paid to test games before they were released? What happened to that? There used to be people that were paid to test the game for bugs and glitches. They don't bother anymore because they know they can get away with it. They know they can literally get away with it. So yeah, Nintendo is just doing the same thing now, which it's not a surprise. I mean, Nintendo created the game key cards, so it was very obvious they were going this way sooner or later. So yeah, don't buy the Switch 2. Stick with the Switch 1. There's no reason to buy a Switch 2 now. There is no reason to buy a Switch 2. Because every single game that is coming on the Switch 2 is a decade-old game. Resident Evil 7, you can just get it on PS5 or PC or Steam. Half of the games are not worth. Mario Kart World is not worth $500. Donkey Kong Bonanza is not worth $500. And this game that came out recently, this is not worth $500 either. There's nothing on the Switch that is worth $500. It's not worth it. So save yourself some money and don't buy the Switch 2. That's my best advice for everyone. Don't buy it. Just buy a Switch 1. Buy a Switch 1. There's thousands of games on the Switch 1 that do not require an internet connection. But it's very obvious there's not going to be any more physical games for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's all going to be game key cards, because that's what they want. That's what Nintendo want. That's what these third-party companies want. They want to go all digital. You'll accept it. Next thing will be they'll get rid of complete physical media altogether. And then the next thing will be money. They'll get rid of money. They'll completely get rid of it because everyone pays online most of the time now anyway, and they use a credit card. So they've already normalized that. And then next, they'll make you take the mark of the beast, you'll take it, and then again, you'll be a slave to the government. That's the whole point. That's all the steps. First was physical media. Second will be money. And then along comes the mark of the beast. Once they get rid of money completely, they can push that mark of the beast onto you because it's already been accepted. If you say to people, this is what the government does, they slowly but slowly worm you on it to think that it's a good idea or it's in your interest or it's the best thing. And then when it's become normalized and acceptable and people are, then no one's going to rebel. No one's going to say, hey, I ain't taking that. People will willfully line up and take it because they've been brainwashed by the government and the media that the mark of the beast is something that's cool to take. That's the next step. That is the next step. And these people accepting all this digital age nonsense, they're the ones that will happily line up and take it day one. They will happily take the mark of the beast. They will happily take it. It's just a fact. So yeah, I've ranted enough. I'm just tired of it. I honestly am. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I knew the game keycard situation wouldn't change. I honestly knew it wouldn't change. I knew it'd just get worse. Because everyone was blaming the third parties. Both are to blame. Third parties and Nintendo are to blame. Nintendo created the game keycards. So they had every intent to start pushing this digital age. They had every intent, Nintendo did, to go digital. That's why they created the game keycards. So yeah, I knew from day one. Why would Nintendo create game keycards if they weren't going to a digital future? Because they were. They just wanted everyone to hate on the third party companies, put all the blame on the third party companies, when in reality Nintendo was going that way anyway. We've seen it with what I showed at the beginning. Their new Pokemon Animal Crossing like game, the guarantee is about 1 gig and they won't put it on the cartridge because they don't care and they know they can get away with it. So yeah, and exactly, it is awful and I don't support any of it. So yeah, I appreciate the people that came in the stream today. Really do appreciate it. I appreciate the support that I even get. I do appreciate the people that come in here to view my live streams or anyone that comes in here to watch my streams. I really do. I'm not just saying this, and I appreciate the amount of people that have showed support since I've been doing the live streams through the phone. I really do appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next video or live stream, and I hope everyone has a great week and a great day, night, whatever it is where you live, and have a great day. Take care.